So she's supposed to be from the quote-unquote right-leaning think tank. I'm supposed to be from the quote-unquote left-leaning think tank, even though we, as you heard yesterday, reject those labels for the most part, but, well, entirely. But nonetheless, let me say that I have a little bit of sympathy with Golden Dome, not in the big Star Wars, recreation of Ronald Reagan's 1983 vision sense of the word, but we already have a limited national missile defense. It's based in Alaska and California. It's focused really just on North Korea, but it could provide some protection from other directions and other launches. I don't think it makes sense to get into a big offense-defense arms race with Russia or China, where we try to build a big enough multi-layered defense that we could reliably protect the country against any and all Chinese or Russian nuclear attack, because I don't think that's a realistic goal, and what would happen almost inevitably is an arms race. However, I'm interested in better protection against drones in various sensitive parts of the country. I'm interested in maybe complementing the Alaska-California system with an East Coast system, because I like Chautauqua just as much as I like California, but also because, in theory, the current system could protect Chautauqua and the whole country from North Korea, but if Iran does wind up developing longer-range ballistic missiles, or if Russia, heaven forbid, carries out an unauthorized strike with one missile by one rogue commander, or some other mistake happens, I wouldn't mind a bit more defense. So whether it be drones, whether it be the need to protect against hypersonic missiles, whether it be desirability for a little bit of a balancing protection along the East Coast and even the southern perimeter, I'd be in favor of modernizing our current capability and expanding it a bit. And if President Trump wants to call it Golden Dome, even though, again, I'm no big political fan of his, I can live with that. So if the term is redefined to a more pragmatic, limited level, then I think it's okay.
Okay, so I do have a slightly different view on that. Namely, I'm completely in sympathy with President Reagan's 1983 vision. I wish we had the ability to hermetically seal the protection of the United States homeland, because unlike China, the wars we fight are wars about other people's freedom, because the United States won the geopolitical lottery. We have Canada and Mexico as our next door neighbors, and we don't have to guard our borders against them other than to regulate immigration rates. And so if we're going to fight China for the independence of Taiwan, if I were China, I'd threaten San Francisco, and I'd threaten Des Moines, Iowa. And having the ability to protect ourselves makes it easier for American presidents to go out and shape the world in ways conducive to our security and prosperity, in addition to other people's. Where I agree with Mike is that, we've been working on this since 1983, and what we have is marginal point defenses for a particular radar search aperture. And that, if we could solve this problem, we would have solved this problem sometime in the last 40 years. I think, physics is against us. And until we figure out some new fancy way, some equivalent of driving SUVs that are good for the environment, translated into defense policy, we're going to have to wrestle with the fact that we're going to have to rely on deterrence in order to protect the American homeland. That's deeply unsatisfying, but I think that's the best we can get to. And one point where I think I slightly disagree with you is that I think we're already in an arms race with China.
Yeah.
I think that's what their military buildup of the last 10 years has been about, to try and neutralize America's ability to win a war with them by tripling their nuclear stockpile, by building aircraft carriers, by building artificial islands. Like, they already think we're in an arms race. We're just not doing the buildup we should.
Yeah, just one last thought on that is, yes, we're in an arms race, but it's at a level of 3% of GDP, not the Cold War level of 8 to 10 or the World War II level, heaven forbid, of 30, 35. So it's an arms race within limits so far. Second, you're right about all the points you make about Chinese ambitions and buildups, but just two additional thoughts, which are not to defend China, but just to sort of create the full picture, which you're well aware of. Yes, they have more ships, We have bigger, better ships. We have a lot more aircraft carriers, a lot more amphibious assault ships, a lot more long-range nuclear-powered attack submarines. And if you compare tonnage, not number of ships, we're still ahead of China 2-1. I'm not suggesting there's any one metric that should somehow be the be-all and end-all. And I agree with you, we need to expand and improve our Navy. But I'm not quite as concerned as some people when I add in the other considerations. And then secondly, on nuclear weapons, and this is not meant to be reassuring, but it's just, it's meant to just round out the picture. For 5 decades, China was prepared to be a nuclear minor power. They got the bomb in 1964. True, they weren't very wealthy in the 60s and 70s and 80s, but they built an arsenal of about 200 warheads and then stayed there. Meanwhile, we had tens of thousands. Today we have about 4,500. And I think the Chinese at some point decided, why should we let the Americans think they have a nuclear advantage over us? Because in a crisis, that may embolden them to make the kinds of nuclear threats they've sometimes made before in their history. And it may simply make them feel that, you know, if and when there is a war, they've got the upper hand. So I see the Chinese reaction as completely unsurprising, given the nature of international politics. It doesn't mean that I like it, but I don't demonize them, not that you were, but I don't necessarily read malevolent intent into it. I think they just want to be an equal superpower or better with us in every category where they can compete. And in a sense, I'm surprised it took them this long to get to that conclusion. But I share your concern about what it could mean for our interests.